The concept of the one-eyed Antichrist in ancient mythology is a provocative and symbolic figure. While the title Antichrist belongs primarily to later religious traditions, such as Christianity, its association with a one-eyed figure resonates with ancient Near Eastern cosmology, particularly in the context of Sumerian and Babylonian mythology. A Babylonian tablet speaks of the struggle between gods in an attempt to establish justice and achieve lasting peace, featuring a symbolic figure who may be understood as a one-eyed Antichrist-like entity. This figure is not only one-eyed but rather limited in his vision, symbolically representing an inability to see the truth and light. Let's explore the significance of this figure, who can be understood as one of the last of the shadow gods, the deities representing chaos and opposition to cosmic order. Ancient Mesopotamian civilizations, particularly the Sumerians and Babylonians, had rich traditions like the Anunnaki, in which the gods played central roles in cosmic struggles. These tablets, such as Enuma Elish, depict a world where divine beings fought to impose order on primordial chaos. The Babylonian creation epic describes how Marduk, the chief god, defeats Tiamat, the chaos dragon, to bring about cosmic stability. This struggle between order and chaos forms a fundamental theme in Mesopotamian myth. The gods of chaos, also known as the Anuna, were depicted as forces opposed to truth, light, and divine justice. Among these gods of darkness, one figure, as mentioned in the tablet, emerges with a unique characteristic, a limitation in perception, described symbolically as one-eyed. This figure represents a spiritual or metaphysical blindness rather than a physical one in most cases. The one-eyed figure referenced in Babylonian myth may not be entirely singular, but his symbolism is significant. His one eye is symbolic of his restricted vision. He cannot perceive the divine truth or the moral order that the other gods, particularly the gods of light and justice, fight to establish. This blindness represents ignorance, delusion, and moral darkness. In this sense, the one-eyed entity embodies opposition to divine justice and cosmic peace, traits that align him with later understandings of Antichrist-like figures who deny the truth. This figure stands as one of the last of the shadow gods, a term that reflects his association with the forces of darkness, ignorance, and chaos. The notion of shadow gods in Mesopotamian mythology refers to deities or spirits that represent the absence of light, both literally and metaphorically. These gods thrive in chaos, deception, and disorder, in contrast to the gods who represent light, truth, and order. The figure of the Antichrist, particularly in Christian eschatology, is portrayed as a deceiver who will mislead humanity by obscuring the truth. While the Sumerian and Babylonian one-eyed figure predates the Christian Antichrist, the thematic parallels are striking. Both represent forces that obstruct the recognition of divine truth. The Babylonian figure, limited in vision, can be interpreted as a prototype of the Antichrist figure, standing in opposition to justice and cosmic order. The use of the term one-eyed could be understood as an early metaphor for spiritual or moral blindness, a condition in which an individual or being cannot see the complete picture of reality, much less the truth of the divine light. This blindness may refer to an inability to understand or accept divine justice, thus leaving such beings in a state of rebellion against the natural order of the cosmos. The tablet's depiction of this figure as one of the last of the shadow gods underscores his role in a broader mythological framework of cosmic transition. The shadow gods, representing darkness, ignorance, and resistance to divine order, are gradually defeated or diminished as the gods of light establish peace. In this struggle, the one-eyed Antichrist figure is one of the final remnants of this dark pantheon, a last, defiant force standing against the establishment of justice. In Babylonian cosmology, such deities were associated with the chaotic forces that the supreme gods, such as Marduk, sought to defeat. These shadow gods symbolize everything that resists the creation of a stable, peaceful world. The tablet's narrative, therefore, represents not just a literal battle, but also an allegory for the broader human struggle between darkness and light, ignorance and knowledge, chaos and order. The figure of the one-eyed Antichrist in Babylonian mythology, though not a literal precursor to the later Christian Antichrist, plays a similar symbolic role. As one of the last of the shadow gods, this being represents opposition to truth, justice, and cosmic order, characterized by his inability to fully perceive the divine light. His one eye signifies spiritual blindness, a limitation that ultimately leads to his downfall as the gods of justice and light establish their rule over the cosmos. This ancient tale, embedded in the mythological tablets of Babylon, reflects universal themes that have been reinterpreted across cultures and religions. The struggle between light and darkness, truth and deception, continues to resonate, making the one-eyed Antichrist figure a potent symbol of the forces that challenge the establishment of order and justice in the world.